All right, welcome to Rick's Corner. I got John Keane back. You guys have been asking for him. He's a wonderful guy. He came to my birthday party. We had a nice time. He's very well educated, which I say is a rarity for most bodybuilders, but I mean, he's like really well educated. You've got degrees in what?
I have a bachelor's degree in applied mathematics, and I'm finishing my master's in accounting with an emphasis in corporate taxation.
See what I mean? That's all about the numbers, right? I have a question though, because you've trained for contests. We're going to run some of your pictures, and over the years, people always talk. You know, I'm off season, so I'm going to eat, and then I'm on season, I'm going to diet. And I just remember years ago when I was training, when I was powerlifting, we went through a bulking phase, and then we went through a train down phase. And it always seemed to me that when you would bulk up, which I hate the term, because it's an old school, old town term. Hey, you're bulking up, you look bigger. And the thing is that everything you put on, you got to take off.
True.
Right? Do you do that type of diet where you're off season and you eat?
I don't, because here's what's interesting. I said this before. I hate to repeat myself. I apologize.
No, dude, because they need to understand.
The male ego is a delicate thing. We live in Southern California. It's tank top weather. Well, if you're a douche like me, you have to wear a... Funny, I gotta get, I have no clean tank tops. I'm at Rich's, and then, like, I need a clean tank top. And he's like, hey, what size? He's like, XL. I'm like, no, medium.
hey, he does the same thing. Rich Bionic comes in here, you know what, he's 280 pounds, and he changes the shirt, and I look at the label, and it's a medium and a large. I said,
he never taught you to tell me that.
No, I said, you should be wearing like a 4X.
No, because you look bigger if you have
exactly.
I can't believe I just said that on
I wore
camera.
a big shirt today, and I got on the scale, and I was down 5 pounds. I looked like my shoulders were this wide, my arms this big. I said,
if you're going to beat him.
Oh, shit, no, I got to get a tighter shirt. I don't do that anymore. So tell me about this training thing at the off-season and on-season.
Okay, it's the same. I'll give you an example. Let's go. I'm from West Virginia. It's there's 1.8 million people in the state, 38 million people in the state. So let's see, 1.8 over 38. It's 4.7% of the population out there compared to the population out here.
Okay.
So to compete and do well out there, you're a big fish in a small pond. And you, as much as I want to look good back there, we have a winter season. I can put some weight on. It doesn't really matter. Out here, you're a small fish in a big pond. I'm not even the biggest guy in the gym because I have Rich Piana, Dan Fine. I have all these. I'm not even the biggest guy in that section of the gym, but we're out. You're in tank tops all the time. Everybody is in shape. It's hyper competitive out here. You know, there's a lot more incentive to look great all year round. And I hate to sound like an insecure douchebag, but I kind of, if I wake up and I have, sometimes I get the boobs from a little too much sodium, too much fat, and I'm insecure, and then who does that? What man act? No man should act like that. Unfortunately, I do, and I think a lot of us do. If we're out here in the Sunshine State, or in Southern California, all the sunshine, and year round, the physique is exposed all the time. It's really challenging to let yourself get out of shape. And again, you're a small fish in a very big pond. California, the 38 million, I mean, the population of Canada is only 35 million. If California had its own economy, depending on what France is doing, we'd be 8th or 9th largest in the world. It's hyper competitive. Everything here the bar is raised out here.
Sure.
For everything.
Sure. It's true because back in the Midwest and back east during the wintertime, people don't care if they're in shape. They don't care if they're in shape most of the time anyway.
True.
They're not mentally prepared. They weren't brought up that way. They can eat their potatoes and rice and all that stuff, and it doesn't really matter. And they're not really into bodybuilding, but I think more now the world's getting more into fitness because when I was bodybuilding 30 years ago, just a small percentage of LA guys were in shape. Now I look around, everybody's in shape. You know,
especially out here.
Out here, yeah. Most of the guys are, if they're not big, which doesn't really matter, they're hard and they got abs and are in good shape.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, again, just the feeling of the small fish in a big pond, which it makes me want to work out harder. I was reading, did you read Malcolm Gladwell? He wrote The Tipping Point, Outliers. He wrote an interesting book called David and Goliath about, how students fail if they're a small fish in a big pond at a major university. And here it's kind of the opposite, because even at our gym and Gold's, maybe sometimes I don't want to go full throttle today. Maybe I don't want to go those extra reps, and I see all the other guys that I'm going to start fading away next to them. And again, I'm embarrassed to say them.
But you shouldn't, because I see Rich come in and doing curls with 15-pound dumbbells.
But he'll do 100 of them.
And but no one's really counting. They just see you doing it. I remember being at Northridge Goals, and I think Hulk Hogan came up with the 70-pound bar, and he's doing curls with 70. He says, "Why are you going so light?" He says, "I kind of sort lat, and it just, that works fine for me. I've seen a lot of guys do that. Frank Zane always trained very, very light. Steve Reeves trained very, very light, and they got the results. Going with these heavy weights, and you're strong. I've seen what you can do. And it builds your strength, but I don't think overall, and I was heavy bench presser, 450, this and that, I don't think it added that much size. It added more strength than anything.
True. And you're absolutely right. I had a few injuries recently, and I had to go light, but sometimes I just want to feel like a guy.
You do.
Throw some heavy weight and just hear those 45s.
You do.
I know that's old school to... I just love throwing heavy weight around. It feels good. I'm so old now. This is embarrassing.
It doesn't feel good when your joints hurt, though.
No, this is embarrassing. Something as innocuous as a sneeze in bed. I'm reading a book and I sneeze. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, the fellows the next day are going to go, hey man, how'd you hurt your back? I was going to want to say a fist fighting in a bar. I'm like, I sneezed in bed.
That's okay. I mean, you can cough. Coughs are violent. Sneezes are violent.
Sneezes are bad.
Your heart stops. Your body goes into a tremor. You can throw your back out.
Yeah,
I threw my back out getting out of a computer chair. My L5 went out. I threw it out washing the tire on my car, picking up a pencil. I said, this is ridiculous. I go to the gym and lift heavy weights. I bend over and tie my shoe, and I stand up and go, oh shit, my L5 just went out.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, in the gym,
it happens.
I always make sure to elevate my body temperature. When you're young, when we're kids, we just go in there and just start, throwing heavy weight around. But no, I think we all do. I elevate my body temperature. I follow everything step by step, and I'm still getting, I get more injuries out of the gym than I do in the gym. But,
so getting back to the off-season thing, when you're off, do you gain a lot of weight?
No.
Does your eating change?
I don't. You know what? I diet and I run usually every other day, sometimes every day, and I diet. I cheat 1 day a week. Again, I think I'm just insecure. I feel better about myself if I'm lean, if I'm cut. I have no idea. It's just what a sad life.
I dropped 5 pounds since today's Friday. Since Sunday, 5 pounds, maybe 6 pounds I dropped. And my girlfriend likes me heavier. I'm lighter, and I thought, why all of a sudden is it dropping weight? And then I realized when I was younger, when I was training really hard younger, I ate clean, but I ate a lot of food. I sit down for a meal and I pick at it. I'm halfway done. I said, I don't want any more. I don't know why your appetite changes as you get older. I don't eat the quantity that I used to eat, so I got to do it more often. Otherwise, my weight will drop. Not that I really care, because I really want to be leaner and tighter now. However, people say, oh, back in the 70s, you were huge. I was in good shape, and I was ripped, and I was big. I don't know if I was that much bigger. Maybe in the arms because I have shoulder injuries. But I have a shirt that I wore back then. I wore it on TV wrestling for an interview, and it was okay on me. It wasn't tight. I put it on last week. I can't even button the chest.
Wow.
That tells me something's off. I mean, I'm bigger now. I'm not as ripped as I was, but over the years I expanded out, even though my weight is different and lighter. It's just weird. So this off-season thing, I mean, I know Ken Lawler used to eat ice cream every night in off-season, get real fat, and then Weider would take a picture of him with the belly sticking out, stick it out bigger, and then when he was in shape, he'd take another one and say, look, with Weider's Pro 101 crash weight formula 5, look how much weight he lost in a week, People do that. They did that back then.
I always try to tell the younger guys, especially at school, I'll go in, I'm not very big, I'm 230, but if a lean 230...
Looks good.
It looks pretty big, yeah, it looks pretty big. If I could have the big t-shirt physique I could go up to when I was younger. I think I have some pictures over there. It's like 250 or 260 in a t-shirt. In a t-shirt I might look massive, but in a tank top just look like a fat tub of goo.
That's another point I want to bring up, because I remember seeing guys that are powerlifters. They're like 250, 260 pounds. They put a couple of shirts on. Back then they wore 2 sweatshirts and a t-shirt.
Everybody did, and they looked enormous.
Because you had 2 sweatshirts on. It was an ego thing. And then you take a guy like Frank Zane, who was just ripped, and he put a big shirt on. You couldn't even tell he worked out.
At 190, yeah. When I fell into the same trap, I was like, again, this is so embarrassing that I sound like a girl.
No, that's where
that I care
we're here
about
to get to the root of this, John.
Yeah.
This is.
I'm so sorry, everybody. You have to endure this this mess.
This is therapy for you.
But it's therapeutic. This is so embarrassing. I would put a t-shirt on and I would get lost in it. So you know what I used to do when I was young? Everybody's going to make fun of me, and I don't blame you. I'd make fun of me too. I used to get strings I used to tie. I would tie the inside of the shirt. I did this. I used to be a police officer. I would have them so it's real tight on my arm so I look bigger. That's ridiculous.
No. That's not unusual. I've seen guys I used to take my shirts and I'd turn them inside out. My mom was a seamstress, but I'd borrow her sewing machine, and I'd sew my shirt up on the sides up so it'd come out. It would be tighter fitting here, and of course wider in the shoulders.
Nice.
Now, I didn't mess with the sleeves, but I know guys who used to take the seam inside the sleeve, and they'd reverse it, and they'd trim it down a little bit with it, or they'd sew it down so it'd get tighter, and cut the rest away, because some of the shirts are made so baggy in the arms. But the style back in the 70s was like Arnold and Frank Zane, those guys, big baggy dress shirts. Everybody wore them, and it was like, okay, we see them walking in, and they're big. You know, underneath there's a body.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
that guy's really well built, but he's not showing it off like the guys today that wear tight tank tops in the gym. I mean, he didn't have to.
True, true.
And the guys that are big, that are powerlifters, if they take their shirt off, they just look fat. You know, you can't flex fat. You know, there's just nothing there to flex. So we were talking about staying in shape all year round. You know, a lot of the guys I knew, and even some of the older guys today, and even myself, I keep the same diet all year.
I do too.
Because it's too hard. It's too hard to gain a lot of weight and take it off. If you're going to gain 20 pounds in a month, you're not going to put on 20 pounds of muscle. It's impossible. It's going to be water and fat.
It's a long, hard, challenging road to get that weight off. I went up to 286. I played. I thought I was going to be a decent college football player. I ended up sitting on the bench the whole time. I sucked. I was terrible. But anyways, I'm like, well, I'm getting blown off the ball at 220, so I'm going to get up. I drank a gallon of milk a day. I was in, and I'm from a small town where a lot of steel workers, a lot of power lifters, and those guys are the coolest stuff. Nick Busick is on your Facebook.
Yeah.
Coolest guy in my town, had this massive handlebar mustache, just massive power lifter. Everybody wants to look like that guy. So I did too. I'm drinking a gallon of milk a day, and I'm 286, walking up the hill to go to class. I'm just sweating. I'm sitting on my desk. Girls are just looking at me. I'm just gross. And then I wasn't functional. I looked horrible with a shirt on. I looked huge if I had two sweatshirts. Hey, do you remember we would cut the boat neck out?
Yes.
We all had traps.
Yes.
And then we put the little string, and then we walked around.
Yeah, of course.
Like a jerk, I did that. And no, you know, I looked horrible. I felt horrible. I wasn't. I'm not a very good athlete, anyways. But I didn't play. I looked big in a pair of shoulder pads and my fat face. But no, you know, after that I died at 16 weeks. I did my first show. I got down to like a chubby. I'll show you guys pictures. I was a tubby 204. You know, but I felt good, and the whole diet it's really meaningful. It's an interesting journey because you learn so much about your body and how to stay in shape. And if you do a few shows, you can stay in striking distance and in shape year round. Right. And you also know like how much you can drink. Like I did a fine job at your birthday party, embarrassing myself. Funny story, I bought this his birthday.
You did.
First of all, he's so popular that there's blocks and blocks and blocks. You can't find anywhere to park anywhere. The house is packed, all kinds of great people. I buy him a nice bottle of wine for his birthday, and I sit it down, and I'm like, I look around. So I start drinking his birthday
You drank
present.
the whole thing.
I drank the whole thing.
I never saw it.
And then I drank another one of the gift bottles, and I'm just this drunk idiot at the end of the night.
Then we had an hour of confession after that. So, but it was good. I just think that my weight had dropped, and so today I made sure that I ate a little bit more food. It's a calorie thing. I get like under 2,000 calories a day, and I know like I get 5, 6, 7,000 calories a day.
That's hard.
And I can't get that much food. I don't know about you. That's just a lot of food, and then you feel bloated. You know?
Yeah, I feel horrible. I enjoy running. I can't run. That was an old school thing. Was it Victor Richards that still lives in the valley? Because I just saw him. Did he say 10,000?
He lives up in Oregon, I believe now.
Oh, okay.
He was way ahead of his time.
What
a huge guy.
He was the Rich Piana of the day.
Of the 80s.
Yeah. A really sweethearted guy, too.
Good guy, just massive.
Yeah.
So basically, putting on that weight off season and really getting heavy, it's not going to do anything for you. It's just going to put a lot of fat on.
And you're going to lose muscle coming back down. It's really challenging to keep that muscle. So that is old school. I just stay. I notice a whole lot of people back east. Not trying to diminish any of your efforts. It's great to see, but I'm bulking because it's winter time, and then you're just putting on a heck of a lot of fat. And it's kind of I kind of want to look like I work out, or at least look like an athlete year round. You feel a little better about yourself. You have more mobility.
Well, you see guys that are competing and they got veins hanging out and they look like they're ripped, and all of a sudden 2 or 3 weeks later, like when there's one guy in my gym, he gained 20 pounds over the weekend. I knew another guy years ago gained 30 pounds over the weekend from just coming off a contest. He got edema, he blew up full of water, and he just got heavy. Everything that he worked hard for, those cuts and those veins were completely gone in 3 days. Gone.
Yeah, you look great the day after the show.
Yeah, and you can't stay that way. You can't stay that way all the time if you're going to eat like that. So I mean, if you're going to put muscle on, put it on slow. and put it on the right way of good quality hard muscle, because if you put it on fast, it's never going to stay with you.
True. Even now, Rich is year round, is just ripped year round.
He's a freak.
Year round, and sometimes he'll be a lean 290, and then just when I thought he couldn't get any leaner, he's 260.
For a guy his size, and you guys all know Rich Piana, he has the smallest waist
He does.
of anybody I've ever seen.
Smaller than mine. Just
Small and no
unbelievable.
fat at all.
He has abs year round.
Year round.
Just amazing.
Yeah. I don't know what a secret is, but whatever it is, it's working for him. Well, this is the point I wanted to touch on. We've gone overtime a little
So
bit.
I'm digressing everywhere.
No, this is good. This is good. But I want to thank you for being here. Is there any tip that you would like to tell these viewers out here about training if they're going for goals? Just something simple that what they should do on a daily basis.
Just like life, patience and persistence will get you anywhere. It probably takes about 5 years to get your foundation. Again, patience and persistence. Just put in the work. You'll get there. You'll get there. There's no magic formula.
And have a good attitude when you go to the gym. I think the attitude's so important. With a smile on your face, be friendly to people. I see guys come in there and they're like grouchy and irritable, and they're not and their training goes down. When you wake up in a bad mood and you go to the gym and you're in a bad mood, you're going to have the worst workout.
That has it has an effect on your training partners too. Always had.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what kind of day. If I had a training partner, I was like, we're gonna have a great workout. It's going to be a great day. Because if I say, I'm tired today,
It ruins the whole day.
yeah, it's
And then everything
energy
devolves.
drain.
Exactly.
Yeah, it devolves from there.
This morning, I'm going to read real quick. We're going to sign off here. I went to get my car, and it wasn't starting. There was something with fuel or something, and so I think, oh shit, I wanted to get to the gym, and I'm sitting there, I'm stressing out about it. I call it AA, and they take it down to my mechanic. My girlfriend comes by and picks me up. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. We'll go get coffee, and then I come back. It's 11 o'clock. At that point, I don't want to go to the gym anymore.
True.
I miss my time.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, I borrowed my daughter's car, and I said, can I use your car to go to the gym and do legs? I went there, not really wanting to. I had the best leg workout I ever had.
Nice.
I spent an hour and I went to lunch, and here I am with you, and it's like my
Great
day's
day.
behind me. It's a great day.
It's a great day.
So sometimes that gym just changes your whole attitude. I see guys in there walking around grumpy and pissed at the world and acting like, cocky guys, and I think, what do you got that attitude for? This is the best time of your life right now.
Yeah,
Enjoy it.
And we're in Southern California.
Yeah, because it's going to be behind you tomorrow, and then you got another new day.
True.
Well, thank you, John, for being here.
Thank you, sir.
I really appreciate it. He's got some photos I'm going to insert during this interview, and you can see what he was looking like. And stay tuned for more Rick's Corners. I'm going to have John back again on a steady basis whenever he has time. He's a busy man, but I'm going to have him come back here. And thanks again for watching Rick's Corner.
And thank everybody for your kind comments. It's really it's really great to see, especially with the internet these days.
Yeah.
And thank you all so much.
Thank you. I have a book on bodybuilding from the 70s. It's called Bodybuilding for Dumbbells. It's a download. It's also a hard copy on Amazon. A very popular book. I have another one I wrote, The Wikipedia of Steroids. Now, I don't advocate the use of steroids by any means, but you should have knowledge on what they are, because many of you write to me, or you'll send me messages on my YouTube, what to take and what do I do and what is it about, and I tell you, get this book and read about them. Don't take them, just read about them and see if it's for you or not, because you can really damage yourself if you do, and you want to be careful about what you put in your body, because it can really mess you up. So the book's very informative, it's very inexpensive, $14.95, and it could save your life.
It's rickdrasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.